Hi, I'm Krissy Dunn, Curator of History here, and I want to take a minute and talk to you about a brand new and very exciting collection that we have coming into the Confederate Relic Room and Military Museum, the McRae Collection. These papers, for the first time, really offer researchers a glimpse into blockade running and purchasing operations as well as financing operations of the Confederate government in the early to mid-war years. These papers really were an exciting mystery. They were found up in the attic of a house down in Mobile, Alabama, and the owners of the house started trying to piece together what they were and where they came from, and eventually they made their way here to the Confederate Relic Room. And the story is that they were collected by a man named Colin McRae over in England, trying to help straighten out Confederate purchasing issues that were going on, as well as doing looking into seeing some of the bookkeeping practices of Caleb Hughes, if they were really solid or not. These papers, there's about 2,500 documents, 1,000 of which are related to Civil War Confederate business dealings. These papers here on the table were taken from the Stephen Hart, which was a blockade runner. Some of the papers detail what was actually being put on the ship for the Confederate agents. Others detail what the ship itself was needing for supplies for the men and the crew on board. Some of the papers actually have very beautiful and interesting stationary heading, and that's been a real treat to get to go and look through these documents. They also give a very personal feeling to the blockade running effort. Some of them actually list the soldiers' names, their pay, their rank, where they were from, and what they'd be doing. So these papers just offer us a very unique and interesting perspective into Confederate blockade and purchasing operations during the war. I'll let you get some shots. Currently, the Confederate Relic Room and Military Museum is fundraising to help finish the final payments of this project. You can find more information on our website, www.crr.sc.gov. But from my end of things, from the archivist perspective, we're actually going to be in the process of coming up with some sort of order for these, where they intellectually fit, who created them, where to go with them, and to help researchers really have access to these papers later on in 2008. Right now, the numbering system is fairly simple, just a letter and a number for each document, and this will be replaced. The documents will be rehoused into acid-free, safe materials, and really just to help preserve them for future generations of researchers.